The most important decisions in the Seventh-day Adventist Church structure are made by groups rather than by an individual. Every unit of church organization, local church, local conference, union conferences, general conference, institutions, conducts periodic business meetings to address important matters. The election of persons to leadership roles is one of those important matters. At a local church, the election of leaders, elders, deacons, deaconesses, treasurer, clerk, departmental leaders, is done by a church business meeting. In the conference, union, general conference, or an institution, the business meeting is called a constituency session or membership meeting. Although the words used may differ depending on the unit of organization, the event described is none other than a meeting of the members of that unit for the purpose of conducting business of the organization. Certain business items for an organization may be addressed first by a committee appointed to perform certain tasks or to give more detailed consideration to an item than can be given in a large group. A nominating committee is a group appropriately selected by the membership to review the leadership needs of the organization and to recommend for election the individuals it believes are qualified to fill various leadership positions. How is a nominating committee selected? The Seventh-day Adventist Church Manual outlines how a nominating committee may be elected by the local church business meeting. In all other organizations, conference, union, general conference, institutions, the process to select a nominating committee will be prescribed in the organization's bylaws, the governance document that outlines how the organization and its business meetings function. The bylaws will describe 1. How the nominating committee is selected. 2. How many members it will have. 3. Who may or may not serve on the nominating committee. 4. Who shall serve as chairperson for nominating committee meetings. 5. The list of elected positions for which the nominating committee shall submit recommendations to the constituency meeting. What is the work of the nominating committee? Identification and selection of qualified leaders can be a time-consuming task. The nominating committee is expected to carefully and prayerfully review the leadership needs of the organization and select one individual out of perhaps several who can be recommended for election. Since the list of positions to be filled by election may be rather long, the nominating committee must also be sensitive to the need for representation of the diversity within the organization. This may include consideration of age groups, ethnicity, language, male and female, and majority or minority patterns in the membership. Furthermore, the nominating committee is expected to work with a commitment to confidentiality. In reviewing fitness for office, the nominating committee may be entrusted with very personal information about a candidate. The committee must conduct its work for the best interest of the organization and resist the distortions that can arise from partisan political forces and personal agendas. And it must not produce dishonor towards an individual. It is tradition in Seventh-day Adventist circles, and in some cases obligated in the bylaws, for a nominating committee to recommend only one name for each elective position. The nominating committee, itself a representative group of the whole membership, thus relieves the business meeting of a detailed analysis and assessment of situations, of publicly debating an individual's fitness for office, or of politicizing the leadership selection process. The business meeting has the right to reject any recommendation of the nominating committee. A report from the nominating committee may be referred back by vote of the business meeting, or the report may be defeated if, when the vote is taken, the report does not have the support of the majority of persons voting. When a nominating committee report is referred back or rejected by vote of the business meeting, the matter is once again addressed in the nominating committee and a subsequent report brought for consideration. The process of using the nominating committee to discuss personal issues and submit only one name at a time for each position is intended to permit adequate deliberation of each candidate's qualifications while preserving as much confidentiality as possible and minimizing the influence of political drama and behavior. In addition to recommending names of individuals to fill various leadership roles, the nominating committee is expected to present recommendations for the membership of various boards or committees, such as the local church board or the conference executive committee. Here again, the nominating committee must consider a complex array of factors in order to ensure that the board or executive committee membership recommendations satisfy the need for representation and an appropriate range of expertise. Ordinarily, the work of the nominating committee is finished when the election of leaders and various committees has been completed. The bylaws of the organization may state that the nominating committee continues to serve until such time as the next nominating committee is appointed. Thus, in between constituency meetings, the nominating committee works with the executive committee to fill any vacancies that occur in elective positions. Nominating committee work is a heavy responsibility and requires that members approach their task with spiritual and emotional maturity, the readiness to be objective, and the ability to understand what is best for the organization.